Welcome back, everybody. This is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage, and you are not looking at a machine that fell. That would be a really bad thing. You are looking at one of two machines I have been working to rescue, for a long time. One of them is the Singer 185J, and the other is the Kenmore Freearm, which I'll show you in a moment. This machine is derived, as is the 99 Singer, from the Singer 66. And if you look here, I'll zoom in on the mechanism below, you can see that these machines are, of all the vintage machines, these are some of the least likely to get frozen. They were engineered with mechanisms that have wider tolerances. Some of you might look at it and think, oh, they have kind of a loose play in them. They're not worn, that's how they were engineered. They're tough, they're strong, and they rarely freeze. Unfortunately, this one did. I got this machine, found it in a carrying case. It's a wonderful little beast, little powerhouse, but it wouldn't run. And of course, someone had exposed it to moisture for a very long time. And everything here was rusted. All of this mechanism in here was rust. And then there was rust up in the shuttle area. So I took it and I submerged it in a product called Evapo-Rust, and I left it in there overnight, pulled it out, and the rust was gone. Still no movement. Then I took it and I submerged it in a little bucket of Marvel's Mystery Oil, and I left it in there for a week. No movement. So I've been taking some liquid wrench and some heat. I've been using my little space heater and putting heat on it. Definitely doing this outdoors. I would not do this inside of a space. You really need to be outdoors, preferably with a breeze blowing or a fan, because you don't want any of the stinky smells from this being inside your house. So I had been working with this and I've got a pair of channel locks or vice grips. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest. And I put those on the drive shaft. Of course, the hand wheel is not on there. I've got a lot of the parts off the machine, but that's not a problem. I have been struggling to save this machine, and I even took a hammer and I lightly tapped, and this is something you would never do to a sewing machine at all. But again, trying to get some of the rust to break free, I just gently, tapped it just slightly. And again, this is a last-ditch effort. Normally, you can save sewing machines by being patient, by using some of the methods I've shown all of you in some of the other videos. But with this machine, I've got the channel locks, and you'll see it, at least it's moving. I have actually gotten some movement down here. That only happened today, and that's with the heat and the liquid wrench, and after all the soaking, and my God. This is definitely not a profit center. I will not make any funds on this if I manage to save this one. I'm not convinced that this little 185J is salvageable. Now, I can certainly salvage parts off of it, and I would do that. I would never just throw it away. There's lots of valuable vintage parts on this machine that could be used to save others. But again, and it's possible the timing may be thrown off with this, but that's the least of my problems right now. But I have been, and of course I've been going inside and spraying penetrant in there as well. Can't really get heat in there per se, but I can certainly get some movement here. And that's what we've got on the little 185J. If I force it beyond where it's wanting to move, I'm concerned that I could damage it. I don't even know if I'm strong enough to force it. This is a beast of a machine. So that's where we are with the 185J, guys. It's I think I've got probably $100 in materials, and God knows how much of my time has been invested. It's just been a challenge. I don't like giving up on these old machines. You know how much I love them. But we'll see. I'm not convinced that I can save this, but there it sits. So the machine that many of you have been asking about, I think it is, of course, the Kenmore Freearm, and I've made progress, and I think I've actually diagnosed why it has been so ornery in getting it to move. But anyway, here's what's going on with the 185J, and anyway, I'll see if I can save this. If I can, if I get any more progress, I'll do a new video on it, guys. And anyway, I can't even remember if I've even talked about this machine. It's just, and the paint and the finish is gorgeous. It just breaks my heart. Again, if people would just show some respect to something like a sewing machine or any of your possessions. You know, if you're going to keep something, keep it. Don't put it out where it can get rained on, or put it in an attic space. Just give it to someone who can use it. Anyway, that's my soapbox for the day on people who don't take care of their machines. They make a lot of work for people like me. So anyway, thanks for watching, hanging in there. Let me know if you have any ideas on how I can unlock this little beast to see if I can save it. And anyway, next up I will do a video on that Kenmore free arm, and I'll show you all what I've been finding.